This is day 3 of covering the eclipse. We will be doing an in-depth look tonight, and the weather forecast is definitely different between two different models. I made some PowerPoint slides for AccuWeather. We'll be doing that every night going forward, so these videos will get longer as we get closer. And the AccuWeather is a lot different than the GFS. So this is noon on the GFS, and you have high pressure over Texas. So the AccuWeather in that is spot on. And then you have rain in Arkansas and Missouri as well, right where the eclipse comes through. You have no rain whatsoever over in Indiana, Cleveland, but you do have some rain up here near Buffalo, Ottawa, New York, Vermont, and we'll be watching this to see what ultimately happens. Now, every day these forecasts have changed. If you've been watching from day one, the weather forecast changes on the 8th every single day. So they're saying a low pressure is going to be out here kicking in tons of clouds for this whole area here. So this could be bad news if this holds to pass. Now, yesterday it was saying there was a high pressure here, but today they're saying there's going to be rain. So we're still 14 days away. Let's roll out to what AccuWeather has to say about this, and we'll be going there right now. We're going to start off in Dallas, Texas, the weather forecast, and we are 14 days away until the eclipse on April 8th. As of right now, the temperature is scheduled to be 78 degrees, and this is AccuWeather. It's a little bit different than the GFS. They're calling for full sun there, so this might be the place that you might want to make plans for. Now, you may be asking yourself, how long is the solar eclipse there in Dallas? And we'll look at that right now. The total eclipse is 100%. Now, if you go a little bit to the south, you'll get a better view, but the duration of the solar eclipse is going to be 2 hours, 39 minutes, and 24 seconds. Duration of totality is only going to be 3 minutes and 52 seconds. You go a little bit further to the south, it's going to be over 4. Get a little away from the city towards the south, and that's where the main trek is. The partial eclipse begins 12:23 and 18 seconds p.m. That's Central Time. Full begins at 1:40 and 43 seconds. The max is at 142.39 seconds. And the end of the full is at 144.35. Then it goes back to a partial, and then the partial ends at 3 o'clock, 2 minutes and 42 seconds after 3 p.m. Let's roll up to Little Rock as we'll continue to go northeast from this point on. Little Rock, Arkansas, weather forecast, April 8th, 71 degrees. They're calling for partly cloudy currently. This will change every day. We'll be looking at this every day. Total eclipse, 100%. Total duration, 2 hours, 38 minutes, and 2 seconds. Duration of totality is going to be 2 minutes and 29 seconds. The partial eclipse begins April 8th at 12:33 and 32 seconds, and this is Central Time. The total eclipse begins 1:51 and 36 seconds p.m. The max eclipse is at 1:52 and 51 seconds. The full ends at 1:54 and 5 seconds. Then we go back to a partial. The partial ends at 3 o'clock, 11 minutes and 34 seconds after. Let's go over to Carbondale, Illinois, and this one's pretty well smack in the middle, and it gets a pretty good eclipse time duration compared to Little Rock. Little Rock's only 2 minutes and 29 seconds. Carbondale's weather forecast, April 8th, the solar eclipse is going to be 58 degrees and partly cloudy according to AccuWeather as of right now. We go to your durations. This is what everybody wants to know. 100%, 4 minutes and 9 seconds. The partial begins at 12:43 and 2 seconds after in the afternoon, and then full begins at 1:59 and 18 seconds. Max is at 2:01 and 22 seconds. Full ends at 2:03 and 27 seconds, and partial ends at 3:18 and 13 seconds after. And I was just in the area in 2017. We ended up in Murfreesboro because the clouds seemed to sneak in. Now, I did hear they lifted right before the eclipse, and I was like, we're not going to stick around and see the eclipse. So you got to be ready to be mobile at any given second, especially if it's partly cloudy in the area. You may need to find it. You need to pay attention. This is why I'm doing this, is because you don't want to be stuck in one spot and then it be cloudy and you miss it, because it is a spectacle to see. I've seen it and it was so awesome. So hopefully you guys can get out and do it. Let's go over to Indianapolis next. Indianapolis, the weather forecast on April 8th, 60 degrees and partly cloudy according to AccuWeather. as of today. This may change 6 times. I have been watching this for as long as it's been out, and it's been partly cloudy every day so far. Let's look at the times for Indianapolis if you're planning on going to Indy. Total eclipse, 100%. Duration is 2 hours, 32 minutes, and 40 seconds. Duration of totality is 3 minutes and 51 seconds, a little less than Carbondale. Carbondale is a good spot because it's over 4 minutes, but this is pretty close to 4 minutes. It's really good if you don't have to travel far to see it if you're near Indianapolis. The partial begins at 1:50 and 33 seconds, and this is Eastern Standard Time. The full begins at 3:06 and 3 seconds. The max begins at 3:07 and 59 seconds. Full ends at 3:09 and 54 seconds. Partial ends at 4:23 and 13 seconds. So if you're planning on going there, as of right now, partly cloudy possibly. We'll see what ultimately happens. Let's roll out to Cleveland and see what's going on there next. The weather forecast for Cleveland, Ohio, they're forecasting a high temperature of 48 degrees, so it's going to be chilly there, so bundle up if you're going to be in the Cleveland, Ohio area to see this eclipse. As of right now, they're calling for partly cloudy, so we'll see if this ultimately ends up happening. The duration is going to be 2 hours, 29 minutes, 38 seconds. Duration of totality, 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Partial begins at 1:59 and 22 seconds, and this is Eastern as well. The full eclipse begins April 8th at 3:13 and 45 seconds. The max is at 3:15 and 40 seconds. Full ends 3:17 and 35 seconds. The partial ends at 4:29, right on the dot. Let's go over to Buffalo, New York and see what's going on over there. The weather forecast for Buffalo, New York, 47 degrees is scheduled, so another chilly day up there as well. And this one not looking so good. As of right now, cloudy, but if that changes, you still may need to know what the weather is going to do. And maybe you're in Buffalo and maybe you just don't have no other way to see it. So we'll hope for the best and keep watching because every day the weather forecast has changed thus far. So let's see what is going to happen there in Buffalo. There will still be an eclipse above the clouds even if it is cloudy. Total eclipse is at 100%. Duration's 2 hours, 27 minutes, 14 seconds. Duration of totality is 3 minutes and 46 seconds. Partial begins at 2:04 and 56 seconds after, and this is Eastern as well. Full eclipse begins at 3:18 and 20 seconds after. The max is at 3:20 and 13 seconds. The full ends at 3:22 and 6 seconds after. The partial ends at 4:32 and 10 seconds. And we'll continue to scoot on here to Burlington, Vermont. The weather forecast is 55 degrees, and it's going to be raining there according to AccuWeather. Let's hope that that is wrong, but that's what we got so far. If it happens to be sunny and you do get a chance to see the eclipse, we'll be watching this every day. I'll be doing this till April 6th or April 7th. I do need to travel if the weather is going to be bad to a sunny location, so I might do one on the 7th. I don't know yet. Just depends on what the weather is going to be and how far I got to travel to see this, because if you get a chance to see this, I recommend it. Total eclipse is 100%. Duration's 2 hours, 23 minutes, and 6 seconds. Duration of totality is 3 minutes and 16 seconds. Partial begins at 2:14 and 14 seconds p.m. Full begins at 3:26 and 7 seconds p.m. Max begins at 3:27 and 45 seconds. Full ends at 3:29 and 23 seconds. Partial ends at 4:37 and 20 seconds on the PM side. So that's what we got going on in Burlington, Vermont. And the final stop, we are going to our friends up in Canada, to Montreal, Canada. Weather forecast for Montreal is going to be 52 degrees, and it's going to be raining there as well, possibly. Let's hope that isn't the case, but it might be. Let's go to your total totality is 100%, and this is a little bit further north. The duration's 2 hours, 22 minutes, and 25 seconds. Duration's 1 minute and 27 seconds. Partial begins at 2:14 and 27 seconds. p.m. Full begins at 3:26 and 49 seconds. The max is 3:27 and 33 seconds p.m. and then the full is 3:28 and 16 seconds. The partial ends at 4:36 and 52 seconds p.m. Now I won't be doing this every night talking about this, but it will be up here for reference for anybody that wants to see it. I figured I'd do it the first time. If there's anything you want me to add to this, let me know. We have 14 days till the eclipse. They're a friendly reminder. Thank you guys for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed the video. A little bit longer tonight. We will see you on the next one and have a blessed day.